Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sunday Shenanigans with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308, and the ASOC Prod Cat is here. And as we do on Sundays, we're gonna play along with some Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR. But first, we are going to get our ad read done. Today's pre-rolls brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, on the downtown mall, 105 West Main Street. Suite 200, above the bricks, between 10,000 Villages and Hamilton's, where the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. Bud? And they do have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal research, which is, let's face it, highly, highly biased. Let's also say good morning to Master Rasta 420, who is hanging out in the chat there. So, right before we came on, we were talking about how you missed the rest of yesterday's show. It was a really good show. Felt like yesterday with Chilhala went really well.
That is good to hear.
All right. So, how have you been doing? How are the things that you had to take care of?
Solved.
Good.
Things got moved and put where they needed to be without too much of a hassle.
Okay.
And the person helping me was effectively told by one of her in-laws, "Why do you want to do that? You're a girl." Which just kind of made her more on the side of,
oh yeah,
okay, I'm going to do this by myself.
We're going to get this done.
She had the joy of being able to go home in a reasonable amount of time and saying, yeah, 2 girls did it. So there.
Okay, see, I'd argue that you're not a girl.
Yeah.
You are a woman.
Yeah.
And honestly, in our gaming group, in our Thursday game group, which is where I picked you and the Peanut Gallery up.
Right.
I'm the chick of the group. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I don't know that I own more makeup than you, but I think I might.
I'm going to state that there's a possible chance that I own more than you because I do face painting on the side for other people.
But that's not makeup, that's face paint.
But I also buy actual makeup to do that because the watercolor eyeliners are beautiful for some of that.
Okay.
But you definitely on a daily basis wear a lot more than I ever do.
And I really only wear eyeliner, but still. It's funny to me that anybody would... It's funny to me that anybody in this day and age would say anything about why would you do that, you're a girl. But also, that you and your compatriots would not be viewed as capable individuals.
Unfortunately, the person that was screwing around basically does not know me. All this person has to go on are the vague mentions of cat this, cat that. No real depth there. But two, this is also someone that is in their 70s. Little boy, Nelson County, 70-year-old.
I
So
mean,
I
okay.
understand why.
I get that. I get that. I mean, yeah, Nelson County 70s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, my
You
parents.
don't understand how someone this day and age can say that. Considering where I work,
Oh,
I
gosh.
do that quite a lot, and quite a number of my coworkers are female.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Uh, the Peanut Gallery works for a chain of supply stores that supply
A lot of
farm.
people just think of it as a low-end hardware store.
There you go.
It is sort of a low end hardware store, although I think you guys specialize in farming equipment, or at least it's in the name. They supply tractors.
Do not.
Actually, yeah, you really don't, though, do you? I mean, lawn tractors maybe, but I haven't seen like a full size John Deere there.
Well, you're not going to find a full-size John Deere anywhere other than either an auction site or
A John Deere dealership.
because they are like Disney on many things.
Yeah.
I mean, they went and got their paint color trademarked.
Understandably so. Peanut Gallery says, well, I wasn't going to say it. No, I knew you weren't. And I knew I had the ability to hint really heavily at it. Yeah. There is an official John Deere dealer within the counties surrounding Charlottesville.
Well, look at it this way.
I know there's one in Orange.
Even before I started working at this place, at any variety of hardware type store, I was well aware of John Deere's reputation of being very much like Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God!
You want anything fixed, you go through them. You
Yep.
pay 5 kidneys even though you only have 2.
Yes.
They don't ask where you got the other 3 from.
No, they don't care. They have a need for the kidneys. You have a need to have your gator fixed. We're going to make it happen.
Yep.
Oh.
The whole right to repair is very much focused on them.
No, yeah.
And them and Apple. Like, that is...
Well, I was using it for the plural of the 2, but yes.
Oddly enough, I think it really is more... It's been more pushed forward by John Deere consumers, the right to repair stuff, than by Apple consumers. Partially because John Deere consumers are used to being able to fix everything on their farm.
Well, it's not just that, but all right. Apple deals in technology, but in all actuality, even if you are a web-based person and you do stuff with your phone, you can log in from some other computer or some other phone and make something happen, and you can wait.
Right.
If you've got bales of hay that need to be moved because there's rain coming and stuff is going to rot in the field and corn and you do not have time to fool around and wait for the place. Well, they're not in Charlottesville anymore. I forget where they moved themselves to, but you don't have time
Orange.
for them to wait to
Orange,
come
and I
out.
think there's one in green.
Yeah. You don't have time for them to schedule a technician, send the
Right.
technician out, have them drive 2 hours to get to you, fiddle around and try to fix it, discover they need the part that you told them that you needed the first three times that they didn't bring, go
Right.
all the way back, order it, and wait for it to show up 2 weeks later for them to put it in.
Exactly. By that
And also,
point,
Apple consumers are usually very happy to do whatever Apple tells them.
This is also true.
yeah. Uh, at the point at which the John Deere technician gets out there and takes care of your tractor, uh, you know, it's already been long enough that your hay bales are are rotting on the inside, starting to overheat, and if you're not careful, combusting.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
I do believe I have seen the slow combustion of a hay bale. I have watched a wet hay bale start to smoke.
Mm-hmm. I have done that too, and it is interesting to see it happening and realize that really your only way to stop this is to go out to it, cut the strings on the bale, and shove it repeatedly until it lies flat so that you can properly hose it down and get everything wet before scooping it up and doing something with it. Or
Right.
just letting it burn there. But letting it burn there is not necessarily in your best interest.
Wasn't my farm.
Yeah.
I was driving past.
Yep.
I'm driving past. I turn. I look. I see a hay bale smoking. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going. This is a this is a this is a dumpster fire. This is a hay fire I don't want to be part of.
There used to be a farm alongside 29 that would store their hay bales with inside a 29 in a little what it looked like a pull-off area.
Mm-hmm.
What it was meant for was for their hay bale storage, and we had a couple of years where things were just so wonky during the different cutting seasons that a couple
Yeah.
months later you'd go by and you would see the hay bales on fire as you go down 29
Yep.
because they couldn't do anything about it.
Nope. There's nothing you could do. The peanut gallery just sent me a gif of somebody getting hit by a rolling hay bale.
Now,
Okay. Well, now that we've got started, let's go ahead and play the game. Let me get the scorecard out, right?
Right.
Lord Sainsbury's Revenge.
Okay.
Ah, there we are. Oh, Peanut Gallery. Did I tell you the follow up to the Time Warp
I
joke?
don't know. A lot of stuff has been just tossed in the dumpster without
Give him a moment. He's on the phone handling the
without
question.
information being passed. So
Oh.
I guess go ahead and take out an inventory.
Hang on one moment.
Very likely it could have.
That didn't sound good, friends. The Peanut Gallery is rather important and kind of in charge where he works. And even though I don't think he's like the head guy in charge, I'm pretty sure he's like the smartest guy there. And I'm not going to say the smartest person, but
There we go. Okay, now you can ask your question.
so Did they throw stuff away or stuff? Like, that sounded bad.
Where do I find?
What was I gonna ask?
You were asking him about something yesterday. If you had told him.
Oh, the other time. Let's do the time warp again joke.
Do what? What time more joke?
So, if you get too stressed out, you end up going through a time warp. You end up being past tense.
Okay. I appreciate that one.
That's the neighbor joke too. I was driving and saw a campground in my review mirror and realized that I'd gone through a time warp. I was past tense.
Mm-hmm.
The game is the game. And unfortunately, the game is writing bad jokes.
Yes. I'm aware.
All right. Let's do this. There we go. And there we go. And
That's not what I want.
This message comes from Capella University.
hear it?
With Capella's
Yep.
FlexPath
All
learning
right.
format, you can set
PR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. Get out your diaper cream. I'm the voice as smooth as a baby's butt. I'm Bill Curtis, and here's your host at the Studebaker Theater at the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Illinois. Filling in for Peter Sagal, Dulce Sloan.
hi, Dulce. We love Dulce Sloan.
Thank you, Bill, and thanks, everybody. We have a great show for you today. Now, I know some of y'all are wondering, how did she get this job filling in for Peter Sagal?
She got Jon Stewart to
who
call.
knew that a man who runs so much couldn't beat me in a leg wrestling match? Later on, we'll be talking to sports power couple Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe
Whoa.
about their new podcast, A Touch More. But first,
They're sports people who do stuff with sports balls. Megan Rapinoe was a soccer player. Was the women's hi, Chris. Balls. Megan Rapinoe, I think Sue Bird was also in I hate that thing. I think Sue Bird was also in I think Sue Bird was a basketball player and Megan Rapinoe was a soccer player.
Bird is in like Larry Bird, but not him.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't care what your goal is. You all have a ball with that. I don't give a puck.
Well, you just keep making a racket about it.
You have scored 1 point.
I'm going to net a lot of groans.
All right, we'll give him a point for that. We haven't even started the game and he got a point. Slick. I meant to dismiss the ad break, I meant to skip the ad break, but I didn't.
Yeah, I see this.
Oh well, we'll wait till the ad break ends and we'll get started with the game after that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I kind of wish I'd gotten a second one of those backwoods pre-rolls from Hidden Leaf, like I smoked yesterday. That thing was really good. That was
It-
it was
What
like
makes it backwoods?
what?
What makes it backwoods?
So there's a brand of cigar called Backwoods that they look like the cigars that Clint Eastwood smoked in most of his spaghetti western. They're they're sort of thin. I think they're closer to a cigarillo than a cigar, and they're wrapped in a single tobacco leaf.
Ah.
Yep.
I know you must have seen these packages in in the convenience stores and stuff. And
I honestly don't.
You talking about the ones that look a little bit more like a cheroot?
what's a cheroot?
It's shorter than a cigar, it's thinner than a cigar, but it's not quite a cigarillo.
I suppose they are the
because-
ones that don't look. They look very hand rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
And they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is hand-rolled blunts using the backwoods tobacco leaf wrapper as the blunt wrapper.
Okay.
And it's rolling a blunt is a different set of skills than rolling a joint. They're similar, but they're not the same. I have rolled blunts. I can roll blunts. I am by no means an expert blunt roller, like I am an expert joint roller. I've been rolling joints for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've rolled blunts, I would say, a total in my life of about 5 to 8 years.
Okay.
So, not the same. Not the same
Fair
level
enough.
at all.
Uh-oh.
The peanut gallery sent me another funny meme. A
Mm-hmm.
taken meme.
Mm-hmm.
What I do have is a very particular set of skills that I have acquired over a very long career. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I can roll a joint really well. So the fact that they are made, these pre-rolls are made from a backwoods brand cigar
Okay.
makes them backwoods.
Okay, so that makes sense. They're all right. Hand done, hand this, and the where they get the cigars from to start with, that's their company name.
Right. Now, I think you would be hard pressed to actually find any backwoods cigars anywhere near downtown Charlottesville, because I'm pretty sure our friend Sean, the one who's making them, has cleared out everywhere of backwoods.
Ah.
Yeah. It started with him just rolling for his friends and for, the employees. And then I was like, dude, how much? Because, he's like, I'll teach you how to do this. I was like, ooh, that's even better. He said, but good luck finding any around here.
All right, so that manages to be a double attack there because one, you've got something that everybody wants, and two, because everybody wants it, you have cleared out all the local stores. So if they want it, they have to come to you.
Right. They can't even do it for themselves.
You can teach them how to do it, but the supplies are not here. They have to go elsewhere for the supplies.
Right. Exactly. Brilliant marketing.
I mean,
technically, it's a monopoly move. Like, you can't do this on any sort of a larger scale than that because you will get hit by the antitrust committees.
I mean, you're not preventing them from doing anything. You're just buying their supplies and making it so they have to go buy supplies elsewhere, which the people selling the supplies really don't care because all their stock is moving at a steady pace.
Exactly. They don't care because they're getting their money. The Peanut Gallery just said, I had to get all up in that joint. Sorry to be blunt about it.
Where's the phone?
All right. So, back to the game.
Right.
We've probably almost talked our way all the way to another commercial break, but back to the game anyway.
It's not the first time.
To touch us more. I'm single. By giving us a call, the number is 888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 888-924-8924.
Don't say Sloan
now
is
let's
single.
welcome our first listener contestant. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, my name is Katie Peel, and I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
Now, what
Hi,
are you
Katie.
doing this here Denver, Colorado, up there in the mountains where you can't breathe?
Well, I am a recently resigned public school teacher, and I manage a small coffee shop and a farm-to-table restaurant.
Ooh, okay.
Ugh.
Very NPR.
Very
Mhm.
NPR. Well, Katie, hey, girl, hey. Let me introduce you to our panel. First is a comedian performing soon in Sunnyvale, California, and Erie, PA, and host of the trivia podcast, Go Fact Yourself, airing now.
If you mix Erie and Sunnyvale, do you get Night Vale?
Maybe. As long as we don't get desert bluffs, we're good.
Yeah. Actually, the way
You
they
don't want the
describe...
recording studio of meat.
Huh?
You don't want the recording studio of meat.
You say that.
No.
No.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Airing now on LAS Public Radio, it's Helen Hahn!
Hi, Helen.
Next, a comedian who'll be part of Kyle Kinane's Giving Show on November 27th at the Talia Hall in Chicago, it's Adam Burt!
Hello.
Hey, Adam.
Okay.
And a comedian who'll be at Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia November 9th through the 11th, it's Alonzo Bodie!
Oh, hey, Alonso.
Hello, Katie.
Another one of my favorites.
Hey girl, welcome to the
Yep.
show, Katie. Now, you're going to play Who's Bill this time. Bill Curtis is going to read you 3 quotes from this week's news. If you can correctly identify or explain 2 of them, you'll win our prize, any voice from our show you choose on your voicemail. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here's your first quote.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
That was somebody. Adding her name to the many celebrities endorsing Kamala Harris this week. Who was it?
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Okay.
Beyonce! With less than 2 weeks till Election Day, the celebrity endorsements are rolling in. Harris has now racked up Beyonce, Eminem, Taylor Swift, and Bruce Springsteen.
Did Peanut Gallery get
while
that one?
Trump has earned the endorsements of Joe
We did not
Exotic and
try.
Tiger King, and a bunch of people on Jeffrey Epstein's flight dossier. And is that a officially an endorsement. You know, Beyonce just appeared at a Kamala Harris rally in Houston yesterday. You know, it was a move that you know, she said, I support Kamala, but not enough to fly to Pennsylvania. That's my Beyonce impression.
I love that because they keep saying, "Oh,
Sounded
it's
more
unofficial.
like Jay-Z.
It's unofficial." Like, really, Beyonce is unofficially endorsing Kamala. Come on, I think we're a little bit past coy.
What if she was a big RFK person? What if Beyonce was like, I don't know, there's just something about him.
That's the question. Where's the surprise? Is anyone surprised that Beyonce is supporting Kamala Harris? Only people who surprised are the people who still claim to be undecided.
Right?
Right? Those geniuses who are like, oh, well, if Beyonce's involved, maybe I can make a decision. I mean, what other endorsement? Let's see, who else could there be?
Jay-Z?
We did have a very, according to my notes, this week we also got the October surprise, the endorsement that could change the race. Now, Kamala Harris, this is true, got the endorsement of, wait for it, the Insane Clown Posse.
Okay.
I'm
What?
sorry.
Things are getting crazy when Shaggy 2 Dope is out here calling for a saner clown posse.
All right, Dulce.
Oh,
Yo. Whoa.
yo.
They got the juggalos on board. Like, honestly, that should make the GOP really scared. Because the juggalos, the Insane Clown Posse themselves aren't like, I don't know that I would be scared of those two people. But the juggalos, the juggalo army, oh, no. There's a reason why if I go to jail and I need to get a jail tat to remind people to not mess with me, I try to get it from a juggalo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can keep the respect of the juggalos, you are in a very safe place in the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course the juggalos don't support Trump. Of course the Insane Clown Posse doesn't support Trump. The whole thing that they're looking for is extended community. Like, they want peace and love through violence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of the juggalo philosophy is we're all family. Even though we beat the crap out of each other, we do it for fun and love.
Right.
Which I
And
can
if you
get behind.
disrespect part of the family, we're going to beat the crap out of you.
Right.
Out of love for our family.
And with love for you. Because it's a correcting measure. But also love of the violence.
I wonder if they had some of the same initial, why am I voting for the bad guy, but we want this bad guy over the other one. Which you did.
Right? Like, at some point there's like, am I voting for the lesser of the two evils?
Uh-huh.
ICP is with the DNC. Bars, man. Peanut Gallery got some bars. Wow. If ICP comes out on your side politically, you know, in any other election cycle, that would have been a game changer. That really would have just completely clinched. But this is such a bizarre election cycle that even that doesn't change have that effect on the election. So bizarre. All right, back to the game. Unless you've got something to say.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, Dulce, you backed me into a corner. I, Alonzo Bowden, now officially endorse Kamala Harris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alonzo.
Thank you, Alonzo.
I'm shocked.
I'm in.
I was at the edge of my seat the entire time.
Who knew? You can relax.
I didn't even know you were a juggalo, but Trump got a huge endorsement this week. Trump was endorsed by E. coli.
Oh, yeah. He was pretending to work at that McDonald's.
Yeah, and 5 days after he worked at McDonald's, E. coli was like, well, if you let him in, you can't let us in.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Katie, here's your next quote.
Are you sure? Would you like 3 more months at half price?
Those are questions we may never see again. Thanks to a new federal ruling making it easier to do what?
Unsubscribe.
Sure, could I have a hint?
Okay, I can give you a hint. Like,
What
say
did
you
you
want
say,
to
Kat?
stop the gym.
That's a
Like,
kid
you know how
education.
Planet Fitness will con you into thinking you're going to come back?
Yeah.
This new law will make it easier for you to not have to eat donuts in a gym.
Gym membership?
You know what, Katie? You were close enough. It's cancel subscription. Cancel subscription. The new law is called Click to Cancel. It requires that you be able to cancel a subscription the same way you signed up for it, right? This is the kind of news that is going to have million Americans going, wait, I subscribed to Peacock?
So this works, so this allows you to cancel the same way you signed up. So do I have to be drunk?
I think that's between you and your God. Because like under the rule, like if you sign up with one click, you have to be able to cancel with one click. So you know, you just look for like a little button on the screen. There's like a little puppy that says, "But if you cancel, I stop."
Now, do you have to subscribe to click to cancel in order to click to cancel? That would be the next thing. Are you subscribed to click to cancel? No, well then you can't click to cancel.
I don't know if we've hit that rabbit hole yet.
I mean, can they just have a button to tell Duolingo just to calm the hell down? I'll learn French on my own time. Just stop yelling at me.
All right, Katie, here's
So
your
I really
last quote.
enjoy that
For
subscribe,
founder
click, cancel
farewells,
bit.
please
Don't
use
give
the
them
parking
ideas.
lot.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No. Don't. Stop giving them good ideas or bad ideas. Don't suggest that stuff.
Yes.
Lot.
That is a new sign at an airport in New Zealand. The first.
I'll learn French on my own time. Just stop yelling at me.
Right?
All right, Katie, here's your last quote.
For founder farewells, please use the parking lot.
That is a new sign at an airport in New Zealand. The first in the world to institute a rule limiting what to 3 minutes or less.
Kissing?
Like a goodbye hug?
Yes! Citing the delays caused by long goodbyes, an airport in New Zealand is now limiting hugs in the drop-off zone to 3 minutes or less.
What did you say, Kat?
PDA.
I'll give it to you. I said kissing, not hugging, so.
Yeah.
So get ready to look over from that long hug and see a TSA agent standing there with a stopwatch and a taser.
They're going to regret the specificity of that language, of that word hug, when people are like, well, technically we're having sex. I'm not.
I wouldn't say this.
My arms aren't anywhere near her.
Which still you can get done in 3 minutes if you got a flight. You know. My thing is, and I don't know what airports, I guess it's different in New Zealand. Any airport I've been to, you can't have your car parked in front for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You stop, and that cop's like, wait a minute, keep moving, keep moving. So,
I mean, I would love to meet the bitter, lonely, can't get a ride to the airport ass person who came up with this law.
This is from an airport in New Zealand, which I feel like this is so off-brand for New Zealand that I'm convinced this is one airport official in New Zealand who just has a really clingy mother. Who's just like, "Honey," and he's like, "Mom, I know, but the rules, and also I can't feel my left shoulder anymore. I'm sorry, I have to go."
Well,
it could be the fact that every flight from New Zealand is so long that you got to say goodbye, like, I may never see you again. You're about to board this 19-hour flight to civilization.
Oh, like flying Spirit Airlines. It's like, this hug gonna be long. Because I might not make it out of the bad neighborhood that is this plane.
A 3-minute long hug is a really long hug.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is.
What is wrong with y'all? 3 minutes is not a long time.
Dulce, you can microwave 2 frozen burritos in 3 minutes. Do you know how much you can get done in 3 minutes? That is an epic hug, 3 minutes.
All right. Bill, how did Katie do on our quiz?
She's a champion.
Dulce's
She got them all
nephews
right.
must feel a little uncomfortable.
Go,
Good going, Katie.
Don't worry, Katie. I'll do your voicemail, girl.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah, it's also an NPR thing to definitely be arguing over the actual length of a hug and what's okay and not.
What was that?
So it is definitely also a very NPR thing to sit there and argue over how long is too long for a hug.
Yes.
And comparing it to
I mean,
I can see the point.
right. But, like, it's also, although, like, I guess it depends on who's hugging whom as to
Right.
how long is acceptable. Because, like, Adam Burke was saying, it sounds like this rule was come up with by somebody who has a smother, No, seriously, 2 minutes, plenty of time for a hug. Stop, Ma, stop.
Yeah.
Let go.
I mean, if you're hugging someone and they want you to let go, you let go.
Right. I mean,
It's a Starfleet law
it is.
because they're trying to stop Klingons.
Oh!
I wondered where that was going. That's a good one.
I walked right into that. More applause for that one.
We're stopping the Klingons. Okay.
That was good.
Yes.
We will be back from ad in about 10 seconds or so. Starfleet law.
It's a good one.
It is. It is. All right. Back to the show.
Here to answer some questions from this week's news. All right, now, Alonzo, if you work in New York City, a new bill says that you can use a sick day not just when you're sick, but also when your what is sick?
Your dog, your
Your
pet.
cat.
Yes!
Your cat, yeah.
Absolutely.
When your dog is sick. A New York City councilman is introducing a law that would require employers to let people use sick days if their dog is sick. Now, it makes sense because you don't want to be the guy in the office who gave everybody heartworms.
Well, this is an interesting law in New York because they're New Yorkers. If a New Yorker calls in sick and you say, what's wrong with you? You get none of your business, I'm sick. And they go on about, their day. Huh?
Do you have to prove, do you have to get on a Zoom call with your boss and hold up, Buddy, and Buddy's just like...
And what if it's one of those breeds that always looks sick?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's just
a Frenchie or something that's just like... And you're like, see? He can't even breathe.
Well,
Also,
I don't know about all these anti-dog people, but if my dog is sick, I ain't showing up.
Yeah, all right. We're clapping that because that's the most American nonsense I've ever heard. Sick days for dogs and Amazon employees don't get any? If I was an Amazon employee, I would start dressing up like a Shih Tzu just so I could get a couple of days off.
Wow, man. Way to put it in perspective there, Adam.
Our panelists send their greetings
also,
in our
why
Bust the Listener
Shih
game.
Tzu?
Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT
Probably because
to
it's
play.
the
Back
funniest
in a minute for more
sounding
Wait,
dog
Wait, Don't
breed.
Tell Me from NPR.
What did you say?
Compare prescription support for this podcast.
it's
So
one of
Lincoln
the
Financial, they have the
More
products to
funny
help.
dog breeds that lets you actually say a cuss word on NPR.
There you go. Yes. That's why.
And grow your financially at Lincoln Finance.
I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Adam Burke, Alonzo Bowden, and Helen Hong. And here again is your host at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, Illinois. Filling in for Peter Sagal, it's Dulce Sloan.
Thanks, Bill. Right now it's time for the Wait, Don't Tell Me Bluff the Listener game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play our game on air or check out the pinned post on our Instagram page at WaitWaitNPR. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Kristen from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh. What you do in Pittsburgh, girl?
I'm a high school teacher, and in my spare time, I volunteer at a cat rescue called Pittsburgh Cat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for helping the kitty cats. It's so nice to have you, Kristen. Now, you're going to play our game in which you must try to tell truth from fiction. What's the topic, Bill?
Greeting cards in the news.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Greeting cards, the
That'd be
perfect way to
good.
tell someone you do care about them, but not enough to send an actual gift. Our panelists are going to tell you about an incident involving a greeting card that made the news this week. Pick the one who's telling the truth, and you'll win our prize, the Wait Waiter of your choice on your voicemail. Are you ready to play, Kristen?
I am ready.
Hey,
Hi, just
first
me,
up,
Crystal.
It's Helen Hong.
Getting laid off is never fun. But getting laid off and not even getting a goodbye card from your coworkers, well, that's just criminal. That's what a woman claimed in court when she sued British Airlines for not giving her a farewell card when she left the company. The cardless woman, who happened to be named Karen, was so offended that she took legal action. Cardless Karen and the obviously not great lawyer who took on her case had a rude awakening in court when a former colleague testified that they did buy a card, but they didn't give it to her because only 3 people signed it. Awkward. Undaunted, cardless Karen is now preparing lawsuits against a busload of strangers who didn't all say bless you after she sneezed.
A greeting card lawsuit from Helen Hong. Your next noteworthy note card comes from Adam Burke.
Nothing says you care for someone like a homemade greeting card, and nothing says you really care for them like getting a professional to make it for you. But not everyone can afford their own writers and artists, which is where bespoke greeting card startup Heart Murmurs comes in. The Iowa-based company seeks to automate the process by using AI to write and design cards tailored to your loved ones. Explains founder Hans Bowman, for our initial testing, we wanted to see what we get with zero human intervention. It was here the limitations started to show, with participant Lisa Crowther having to apologize to her 72-year-old mother after the latter received a gaudily decorated card that read, "Roses are red, and neither are you. F. Patrick Mahomes, you're 72. As Bowman explains, the AI scrubs your social media to sound more like you, so if you say a lot of profane things about the Chiefs, that might come up. Even more bizarre were some of the attempts at festive missives, with one Ellis Hoskins getting a card reading, "Happy holidays, Ellis. Santa is coming for you. There is no escape. Ho, ho, ho." Clearly, we've got some work to do, says Bowman.
All right.
Okay.
AI going a little too far from Adam Burke. And your last story of some paper in the paper comes from Alonzo Bowden.
When Motor Week magazine writer Peter Seat finally met with the famous Airbags Car Club in Detroit, it wasn't just their collection of old cars that stood out, it was their collection of greeting cards. What's with all the cards? Well, founding Airbags member Gonzo Raymond isn't just the owner of a 1963 Impala convertible, he's also the owner of some very passionate opinions about e-cards. Turns out he hates them. So everyone started sending him cards. Not just birthday and Christmas cards, cards for everything. Did you know April 14th is National Ex-Spouse Day? January 21st is Squirrel Appreciation Day? National Left-Handers Day is August 13th. They even got him a card for nothing on January 16th, because that's National Nothing Day.
Okay, Kristen. You got Helen's story about a woman suing for not getting a farewell card, only to realize she had one, it was just too pathetic to give to her. Adam's story about an AI company writing cards that are a little too personal. And from Alonzo Bowden, e-cars turn an old car collector into a greeting card collector. Which story is the real story?
All right.
C.
You're going with C?
I'm going with C.
Are you going with C because you know it to be true, or are you going with C because...
Stop fishing for hints.
What?
Stop fishing for hints.
Which one are you going for?
Honestly, C. If B were in the news, there would be more about how much AI is terrible.
You think? I mean, that's fair. But I really do. I love B so much. Santa is coming for you. There is nowhere to hide. Ho, ho, ho.
Honestly, I don't have a line on any of these. I just know that
C sounds
none
like...
of them are the ones that I heard about this week.
Okay.
Which involved a woman who resigned and then was sent a card that sounded like it was a celebration of her retirement. And when she got there, she apparently wasn't actually invited. It was not a "we will miss you." It was "she's leaving" kind of party.
Right. I do vaguely remember hearing about that one. That. Yeah.
Well, as I said in the message, the angry Karen who didn't get a car and the not so great lawyer sounds like a bad children's book.
Oh, that's the one you were thinking was a children's book.
Yeah.
I thought that was in reference to something from before, but okay. Yeah, A doesn't sound... We're not that litigious anymore of a society. I'll go with the group on...
So we have all our bases covered.
Okay, fine.
I'm going. Yeah. Okay. I'm going B.
Story.
Okay, this is pretty tough, but I think I'm going to go with Adam's story because as a teacher, I encounter a lot of bad AI sometimes from students who are rushed to get an assignment in.
Oh, okay. Well, to find out the correct answer, we spoke to someone covering the real story.
They discovered that the company had a card for Karen, but only 2 or 3 people were actually willing to sign it.
That was Allison Levins
You
from the
changed
Hammer
it
and
in
Nigel
one, babe.
show, talking about the real story of the card no one wanted to sign. I'm sorry, Kristen, but Helen
Karen.
had the real answer.
That's okay.
I'm sorry you didn't win, but you did earn a point for Adam.
And for the peanut gallery.
Thank you.
Peanut gallery.
Thank you, bye.
Oh, so I discovered that talking through the interstitial music doesn't help.
And now it's time for a
I'm
game
sorry.
we call
That's
Not My
okay.
Job. Basketball and soccer legends Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe are a true sports power couple with 7 Olympic medals, countless championships, and a Presidential Medal of Freedom between them. Oh, where y'all keep all these medals at? They're also the hosts of A Touch More, a show about women's sports.
What?
I have a question. What directly the heck did she do that she could afford to get a lawyer because people did not get her a greeting card?
I have a feeling that she sues a lot of people, so she just has a lawyer.
So we need to change her name from Karen to Susan.
No,
Susan Lott.
Susan is her middle name. Susan Lott. That's her middle name. So it's Karen Susan Lott.
Okay, I can accept that. But yeah, I can see that question of that.
And it is a valid question. But I think she also just has a lawyer on standby for this stuff. Because
I
if you're
feel
gonna
bad for that person.
if you're gonna sue over something like that, you've got to know that you've got a lawyer who's willing to do that. You
I
know,
really, really, really hope that this is an actual lawyer that she's paying and not some poor family member that's been berated into doing this because
if it's a
whatever.
if it's a regular lawyer, then, you know, they're among that brand of lawyer that makes lawyers look bad, and F them. But
Yes, but I still
if
hope
it's
that.
the family member, I feel you there. That would be unfortunate.
Suddenly, I can imagine who her lawyer is.
Oh no.
It's Tully from the first Addams Family movie.
Oh, yeah.
And forced into doing it.
Yes.
And sleazy enough to not really care otherwise.
Yep.
Right? I was gonna go with oh gosh, what's his name? The guy, Trump's lawyer, who had the dripping problem.
No, because that guy actually charges too much.
That's true. He does charge. All right. Back to the game.
Yep.
In their track record, we'll probably be the first podcast to win a Nobel Prize. Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe, welcome to Wait, Don't Tell Me. Okay, so since y'all got all these accolades, do you prefer legends or goats? Like, how do you like to be referred to?
Legend.
Okay. That's classy. So, I do have a question about your podcast. It's called A Touch More, correct? Now, I want to know, how did you shift the podcast from like a tipsy Instagram live to like a full podcast?
Well, we took out the tipsy part. That helps. Got a couple of Google Docs going, and that's basically it. We're pretty much doing the same thing.
We have no idea what we're doing.
Sam's
is
the
really
tipsy.
what it is.
I know. We're like, who gave us these jobs? We did.
Right.
So, Miss Sue, who's a dream guest for the podcast?
Ooh, a dream guest. I mean, we wouldn't mind having Kamala Harris on, so that would be nice.
This is Megan, praying for President Harris.
Yeah.
Have you called Beyonce? Because she knows her.
She's got an in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to, I'll text her when we're done.
Be like, hey, Beyonce, we need Ms. Harris's number. Thank you.
Okay, now, I do have some questions. Y'all are like just like this, you know, super sports power couple, just the strongest calves of any relationship. I do have a question, since y'all are just these iconic, like, legends of sports. Do you remember watching each other play, like, before y'all met each other? Did y'all, like, were y'all fans of each other before y'all met? Megan
says yes.
Megan watched me in college. How do we feel about this?
Now, I do wonder, like, are y'all very competitive because you are sports? Like, so it makes sense, you know, medals and stuff. A family game night. Is it better if y'all are on the same team or opposing teams?
Megan won't play games, y'all. Like, Megan won't play games. It's so frustrating.
Really?
She won't play cards. She won't play anything.
I'll play some cards, but I don't like to be competitive in life. No, but even on the field, I was like, wow, so much.
Girl, what? You have medals. They gave you a big ass shoe.
I always figured the person who won 4 World Cups wasn't that competitive.
I mean, we were gonna win, you know.
I like that. So there's 7 Olympic medals, there's championships, there's a giant shoe, a Medal of Freedom. Where do y'all put all these awards? Does your living room just look like a high school lobby? Like,
we actually have none of it in the house.
None of it.
It's all like in storage or in a safe or something.
Basically, so one year we decided, let's be smart about this and buy a safe. So we bought like one of those, you know, small ones, whatever you put in like a closet, and then we put it in there, but we never got to the part where you have to like drill it into the wall. So somebody could just really come and take the safe is really what I'm saying.
This sounds like the most insane episode of Storage Wars in about 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the people you two have beaten for championships and medals and honors, and they're like, they don't even care.
Right?
I trained my whole life. They don't even care. The medal's locked away somewhere.
I cried when I lost.
And they're just unsecured safe just floating around somewhere.
I could have just waited and got a jackhammer.
Basically, yeah.
Might as well be in a shoebox. Jeez.
It was at one point. It was. Yeah. This is the upgrade.
Wow. Are you against just being ostentatious? Do you feel like it's too flashy? It's too gaudy? Like, why don't you have these?
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
And like, you're not gonna wear them. They're heavy.
If I won a giant shoe, I would be wearing that thing around my neck every single day.
I would like your podcast to start with the sound of you just taking all your medals out. Clunk, 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 clunk.
It's the first 20 minutes of everything. It's actually her. It's good.
Well, all right, Sue and Megan, we've asked you here today to play a game we're calling
Partners in Literal Crime.
So you two are a famous power couple. So we decided to ask you about an infamous power couple, Bonnie and Clyde.
Ooh.
Also have
Okay.
7 Olympic medals for bank robbery.
I want to know where they keep theirs.
In their coffins. Because they dead. Now, answer 2 of 3 questions right, and you'll win a prize for one of our listeners, the voice of anyone from our show on their voicemail. Bill, who are Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe playing for?
Ren Hauptman of Seattle, Washington.
Hey! All right, friends, here's your first question. Bonnie and Clyde committed crimes across the U.S. in a stolen car before being gunned down by Texas Rangers. A surprising thing happened after their death. What? A, the local baseball team decided to change their name from the Texas bank robbers to the Texas Rangers. B, their life insurance policy was fully paid out because insurance companies did not yet have an exception for dying while committing a crime spree. Or C, the next year, the site of the shootout became the top location for weddings in all of Texas.
C.
D, all of the above?
I enjoy the whispering.
Yeah.
Why are
Okay, what are we going?
Peanut Gallery says B.
B, you're going with B. I'm going with A.
So, all right, so we once again have all the bases covered.
All right. All right.
Oh, Megan thinks it's C.
Okay.
Damn, Sue.
And Miss Sue Bird, do you agree with your
Yeah,
partner?
final answer.
Do you agree?
We're going to go B.
B it
Joint
is.
together.
The answer is B. Their life insurance policy was fully paid.
That was Peanut Gallery, wasn't that?
Yep, that was Peanut Gallery.
Wow. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They all sounded really, really plausible, though.
Remember, rules are usually made because someone forced them to make that rule.
True.
You did it, Joe.
Here's your next question. Bonnie and Clyde are 2 of the most famous criminals of all time, but Frank Hamer, the Texas Ranger who finally caught them, has his own claim to fame. What? He's A, one of the earliest people on record to use the phrase bust a cap. B, he's the Frank that Frankfurters are named after. Or C, he hit #1 on the charts with a song called I Shot Bonnie and Clyde.
C.
C again.
He's
Okay.
You said C?
Yeah.
I don't like any of them. I'll go with A.
You're going with A. Okay.
He's
Okay, A.
Really.
You know what? Actually, yeah, it's A.
That was you again, huh?
Yeah, that was the Peanut Gallery again. Okay.
After the shootout, Hamer said, quote, I hate to bust a cap on a woman. However, if it wouldn't have been her, it would have been us. And gangster rap was changed forever.
The first true bar was dropped.
What a thing to learn.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Here is your last question. Bonnie and Clyde have a preferred getaway vehicle, the Ford V8 Model B. Apparently, Clyde loved the car so much that he once did what? A, got a tattoo of one on his arm next to the word Zoom. B, called the editor of the Dallas Morning News, insisting the paper referred to them as Bonnie and Clyde and their Ford V8 Model B. Or C, wrote Henry Ford a letter praising the car, quote, sustained speed and freedom from trouble.
I'm going with C. Okay, Kat, you agree with me on C?
All three of us are taking the same one.
Huh?
All three of us are picking C.
Okay.
I can read the answer.
I think it's C.
The answer is C.
All right.
But sadly for Ford, everyone knows that today the best getaway car is the Nissan Altima. Bill, how did Sue and Megan do on our quiz?
Proving they are always winners.
They got the pose. Come on, medals.
We would send you a trophy, but what would be the point?
Going to a storage unit in Silver Lake anyway. Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe are legends in their respective sports. New episodes of their podcast, A Touch More, drop every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. So Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe! Thank you so much for joining us on Wait, Don't Tell Me. In just a minute, we reveal the underground wedding scene in our Listener Limerick Challenge. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to join us on the air.
And we're
we'll be
back
back
from
in a
that
minute
break.
with more of Wait, Don't Tell Me, NPR.
Broken ground and on broke purchasing power. What's in your?
Don't tell me the end. I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Helen Hong, Adam Burke, and Alonzo Bowden. And here again is your host at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, Illinois. Filling in for Peter Sagal, it's Dulce Sloan.
Just a minute. Bill has dinner with Busta Rhymes and our Listener Limerick Challenge. If you'd like to play, call us at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. But right now,
Peanut Gallery points out that gangster rappers famous for hating police took their most famous line from a cop. And I will say, yeah. Because A bar's a bar, no matter who drops it. But B, stealing from the cops feels even better.
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah. How many times in GTA have you stolen a cop car just for the fun of stealing a cop car?
Me, honestly, never, because I have never actually played it.
Fair point. That was more of a rhetorical question for the general audience.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Back to the game.
questions from the week's news. Adam?
Yep.
Now you're familiar with TechNet, right?
Nope.
Okay. You're not up on the latest terms. So TechNet, the Quasimodo look you get after staring at your phone all the time, right? Well, this week we read about a new way to get rid of it. What is it?
Throw your phone into the river.
Okay. What about a way to cover it up?
Cover up tech. Is it like wear one of those travel pillows all the time?
You might say not all heroes.
Wear a cloak
those
or
like
cape.
TechNet capes?
Yes, they are telling people to wear a cape to cover up your tech neck. If you weren't getting beat up enough. Because we're all, crumbled over our phones 100 hours a day, giving our neck that fresh off of a, roller coaster accident look. And it's called tech neck, or as your mother used to call it, stand up straight!
But now you can look like Supergirl doing it.
Or the crappiest superhero. It's Instagram Stalker Man.
I don't understand how the cape covers up the hunchback. Doesn't it make you just look like you have a hunchback with a cape on it?
No, that's what the pleats are for, Helen. The pleats.
Yeah.
Well, we also have the increasing intensity of these storms. Now, God forbid you're wearing your cape. When a Category 4 blows in, you are gone. What happened to it? Oh, that cape was tied a little too tight. Last year, floating over Indiana. I don't know.
So when your cape
quote
gets caught in a
Edna
revolving
Mose,
door and you get strangled to death,
nuggets!
they'd be like, well, at least he doesn't have tech neck.
He has no neck, but he's fine now. Helen.
Yes.
Companies are trying a new way to capture buyers' attention in the store. It's packaging their products. How?
Packaging their products. I think I need a hint.
You thought you were getting at M&Ms, but surprise, it's paperclip.
Packaging their products in just the completely wrong packaging?
That is right.
What?
In a trend called chaos packaging.
No.
Companies are putting perfume and cleaner spray bottles, gin and motor oil containers, and for when you accidentally drink motor oil thinking it's gin, just look for your first aid kit in a nearby soup can.
What?
Like, companies are doing this for the same consumers that are eating Tide Pods in the correct packaging.
Isn't this called fraud?
Exactly.
I would think so, but also, and this is true, there's an ice cream tub of tampons.
Oh, man.
It's either brilliant marketing or Ben & Jerry's worst flavor.
Remember that kid's toy we saw yesterday I was fussing
This
at?
is definitely somebody at Factory Quiet Quit.
One that looks like a milk bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just had the thought of frozen tampons, and that's just, no.
That's for the ones that want to sit there and soak them in vodka so that they can sit there and have their enjoyment without getting carded for having a open container.
This also sounds like you say frozen tampons. The first thing that comes to my mind is one of those terrible themed desserts.
You say, Iggy, you say the cooling effect sounds great. But remember how a tongue sticks to a frozen pole? Just think about things sticking to frozen things. Like, no.
Frozen tampons for the same people who buy the Edward dildo and put it in the freezer.
That
It's designed for it.
Not repeating that one, Iggy.
If you thought about it, then I'm gonna leave that alone. Go for it.
I mean, it's the... See, the thing about an ice cube, though, is it's constantly melting. So you don't really stick to an ice cube, or you don't stick to it for very long.
Alright, well, the other thing is that a tampon or something similar is not necessarily that big. So after the first instant, it's effectively going to warm up and reach your body temperature too.
Okay.
It's not like you're mainlining frozen nitrogen or something like that.
Oh.
And I'm just thinking, it's frozen, so therefore it's going to be solid and preventing most of the absorbent factor.
I mean, they're not absorbent anyway, so not really.
You know, they're more of a plug.
Yeah.
Oh, that got Iggy.
That got Iggy. Liquid nitrogen.
And in comes Lockpick.
And yep. Lockpick has been summoned.
Iggy said, liquid nitrogen shattered labia. No! Lockpick then says, don't you kink shame me. And yes, Yes, lockpick. You missed the good part. Started with an ice cream tub of tampons.
Yeah, crying for the bits is appropriate. Crying for the bits is definitely appropriate.
I don't yuck your yum. I just cry for the bits. I feel like we need that on a t-shirt.
I mean, that's not a bad one.
No. Not used. They were fresh. Ben and Jerry's vampire flavor. Oh, why? Why, lockpick? And yet, for some reason, I'm still considering marrying you. I mean, yeah.
Did you just do something? You're chuckling.
At least somebody at the factory quiet quitting. Like quiet quitting really hard, and then just being like, just put motor oil on.
Now,
I don't know.
Does this work both
Okay,
ways?
I do
Can I
want
take
that,
a can
though.
of peas to Nordstrom and say, I'm returning these designer shoes. I'd like my money back.
Ooh, that's good. Or I can take my ex and return him to his mom and be like, hey, you lied to me. On the outside, he was a good man, but on the inside, he's trash. I brought a receipt. Here, ma'am, take him back. Coming up, it's Lightning Fill in the Blank. But first, it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on air, call or leave a message at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT.
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess.
924-8924. You can catch us most weeks, including next week for a fun Halloween show right here at the beautiful Studebaker Theater in Chicago. We'll be back at the Fox Theater in Detroit on the 14th of November. You can also join us in New York City at Carnegie Hall in December. For tickets and info, go to nprpresents.org. Also, check out this week's How to Do Everything. Ian and Mike help you optimize your Halloween candy and talk to the Fonz himself about how to be a cool. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
How is everybody? My name is John Blankenship.
And where you from?
My family and I live in Franklin, Tennessee, just a few minutes south of Nashville.
I have been through Franklin, Tennessee. It is very
Blankenship
nice. And what do you
from
do for a
Tennessee.
living?
I work at a small digital marketing agency that one of my best friends started a couple of years ago.
I don't know what that job does. Welcome to the show.
I don't know what the job does half the time either. It's okay.
Good response. Blankenship.
Yes. We've got a whole bunch of them up around.
Okay. So it's not
Around
a specific
Stetson and
problem. It's not a specific one. It's not like some NPR. Like at first I thought, oh my God, that's an NPR employee.
I mean, could be. I just know a person I've met several with that last name here in the area.
Okay. So that could be that.
Yeah.
All right.
We're in the same boat. All right. Bill Curtis is going to read you 3 news-related limericks with the last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in that last word or phrase correctly on 2 limericks, you're a winner, baby! Now, here is your first limerick.
On a rail car, don't dress like a schlub, hey. And don't stand in the cheap catered grub's way. Champagne corks will pop as they're calling out stops. Because our wedding is held on the
train?
Subway?
Yes.
That's right.
Good one.
I was not there for that. I should have been
In
paying
nasty
attention.
news, there's a growing trend where people are holding weddings and receptions on the subway.
No.
It's perfect if you're only guests or break dancers, a mariachi band, and a tall
And
person
rats.
coughing directly onto a short person's head.
Is this in New York City?
Yes! And according to the New York Times, the N Train is the most sought after wedding venue this year, and the wedding DJ is some guy watching YouTube without headphones.
I wouldn't mind going on a morning commute and suddenly being like, yeah, I'll have some cake. Sure, yeah. Pass me some champagne.
When the train stops, just randoms jump on the train and like, hey, look, we're at a wedding.
Yeah, you can't hold up it's Babylon every time you get on a train car anyway. All right, here is your next limerick.
My love for green foods began rockily, but I know that they're good for me, luckily, and that sulfurous smell
Broccoli.
helps my body
Broccoli.
feel well.
Yeah.
Now I'll really start eating more.
Watch it be broccoli.
Broccoli.
Hey! Broccoli! Jonathan! The New York Times clearly had some extra time this week because after a thorough investigation, they're reporting that broccoli is healthy.
What?
Right?
I mean, of course it is. Look at it. It's a tiny tree.
So, did they have like a guest editor this week that was just every mother from the 1970s?
Yeah.
Or it's some type of farm-to-table con job where somebody's like, broccoli got to push. Call my brother at the New York Times.
Yeah, big cauliflower couldn't afford it.
Because it was too busy being pizza. All right, Jonathan, here's your last limerick.
This resort meal is scenic and cool, but I got my eggs wet like a fool. There's chlorine in my drink. Dropped my fork. Now it sinks. Still, I love breakfast served in the
pool.
Hey!
What did you guys say?
Cool.
Yeah, we had it.
It was too easy on that one.
I
First
think
one,
you're-
not a clue.
I was so not paying attention to the first one. I was rereading chat to make sure I hadn't missed anything.
Mm-hmm.
The
I didn't
fun
technically
new way
get the
for rich
first one,
people
so.
to be ridiculous is to eat breakfast in the pool. The Washington Post reports that this is popular with influencers and other people trying to convince you to eat wet toast.
Also, were the Washington Post and the New York Times having a competition for the dumbest article?
Definitely a slow
Suppose the
week on the
size is something else,
Bill, how did
like a dining room table. They wrapped it up in dining room table so everybody sat down and realized they're wet.
See, the problem is, someone said, I eat all my breakfast at the pool table, and someone lost the table when it got clipped and sent to them, and so started eating their breakfast in the pool.
That also unfortunately tracks.
I was going to say they just assumed that pool table was something that floated in your pool, not a place where you play a game not dissimilar from billiards.
And that also would track with that statement.
Bill, how did John do?
John is a perfect player. Thank you, John.
Hey! Thank you, John, for listening.
Thank you so much. It was great to be on with you all. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Have
friend.
a good one, John.
Take care.
Thank you.
This message comes from EasyCater, helping organizations manage all their food needs with online ordering from restaurants people love.
Life while helping.
We're going to keep working for this.
Burger Puzzle Die takes over
To answer as many fill-in-the-blank questions as they can. Each
quality jigsaw
Okay.
puzzles ranging from 24 to over 40,000 pieces.
Now on to our final game, Lightning Fill-in-the-Blank. Each of our players will have 60 seconds in which to answer as many fill-in-the-blank questions as they can. Each correct answer is worth 2 points. Bill, can you give us the scores?
Adam and Helen each have 3. Alonzo has 2.
All right, Alonzo, you're in third place, so you're up first. Fill in the blank. During her CNN town hall on Wednesday, Kamala Harris said she believes that Donald Trump is a what?
Wow.
Threat to
We're just going to leave that open like that. I think it was fascist.
Yes. This week, states reported that over 28 million people had blanked early.
Voted.
Yes.
Voted.
This week, the U.S. announced that ceasefire talks with blank would resume.
Israel?
Yes. On Tuesday, the International Monetary Fund said that global blank rates have continued to fall.
Interest.
Inflation rates.
Oops.
No.
Is that the same thing?
No.
Last week, the BBC apologized after their weather app forecasted blank in London.
Pennies from heaven?
13,000 mile per hour wind.
Okay.
That was my next guess.
Absolutely. On Thursday, the New York Liberty was honored with a ticker tape parade after winning the blank championship.
WNBA.
Hey! This week, it was revealed that the big secret behind a German restaurant's best-selling pizza was that it came with the side of...
Pizza from Italy?
Number 40 pie.
You know this
I
one?
know this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Cocaine!
Yep.
So police said that anyone who ordered the number 30,
Number
they
30.
thought it was weird. It would come with like breadsticks, a drink, and like a bag of cocaine. And weirdly enough, the same thing happened at that Chuck E. Cheese where the animatronic band was really into EDM. Bill, how did Alonzo do?
4 right, 8 more points. Total of 10 puts him in the lead.
Okay, Adam, you're up next. Fill in the blank. After an E. coli outbreak linked to the restaurant, blank said its food is safe to eat.
McDonald's.
Right. On Thursday, the DA in Los Angeles announced plans to re-sentence the Blank brothers.
The
Menendez.
Right. This week, the White House confirmed that North Korea was sending soldiers to aid Blank's war against Ukraine.
Russia.
Right. On Tuesday, it was ruled that Rudy Giuliani must turn over his Manhattan apartment to the Blank workers he defamed.
Election workers.
Right. Weeks after it was discovered that many zoo pandas were just dogs in disguise.
Yeah.
A shark at an aquarium in China was found to be a blank.
Tuna.
A panda in disguise.
A robot. On Tuesday, LeBron James made history by playing in an NBA game with his blank.
Son.
Right. On Wednesday, a Polish radio station announced it had replaced all its journalists with blank.
AI.
Right. This week, it was revealed that a team of hackers successfully overrode robot vacuums around the country and forced them to blank.
Rise up against their human oppressors.
Forced them to chase their human oppressors' pets around the house.
Close
The
enough.
company that makes the vacuum said not only were the hackers able to remotely control the vacuums to chase pets around, but they were also able to talk through the built-in speakers. Which raises the question, why does a vacuum need speakers?
Right?
No one's ever been like, man, I love my vacuum. I just wish it was louder.
I wish we could talk
if my
to it.
Roomba's chasing my cat, can I call in sick in New York?
Yes.
Yes. Bill, how did Adam do?
He got 6 right, 12 more points, and the total is 15 in the lead.
Unfortunately, we're in ad break. I didn't get
Okay.
to dismiss in time.
So, Bill, how many does Helen need to win?
6 to tie, 7 to win.
Helen, you ready for the game?
I'm ready.
Okay, sis. On Wednesday, striking airplane mechanics again rejected a contract offer from blank.
Yeah.
Boeing.
Ha! Right. On Monday, aid workers warned of dire conditions for refugees trapped in blank.
Gaza.
Right. On Friday, President Biden formally apologized for the government's role in boarding schools that stripped blank of their
Indigenous
culture
people.
and
Yep.
language.
Indigenous
Native
people.
Americans.
Right. For the first time, Vice President Kamala Harris said she supported raising the blank to $15 an hour.
Minimum wage.
Federal
Minimum
minimum
wage.
wage.
Right. This week, footage revealed a sheriff in Georgia had called in 3 deputies for backup when he blanked.
Clogged a toilet.
When he got the wrong order at Burger King. This week, investigators confirmed that a newly opened fire station in Germany burned down because the fire department forgot blank.
Paid
Fire
water.
They
extinguishers.
forgot fire alarms.
Because they were eating pizza with cocaine on it.
Now, the firefighters could have saved it. The problem is they're taught to go down the pole. No one's ever taught them how to go back up. Bill, did Helen do well enough to win?
4 right, 8 more points, total of 11, means Adam Burke is the winner this week.
Congratulations, Adam. You are this week's champion. Now, coming up, our panelists predict after the 3-minute-long hug, what will be the next surprising rule at the airport? But first, let me tell you that Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Hair Care Productions, Doug Berman, and Benevolent Overlord. Philip Godica writes our limericks. Our public address announcer is Paul Friedman. Our tour manager is Shayna Donald, thanks to the staff and crew at the Studebaker Theater. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Jennifer Mills, Miles Dornbos, and Lillian King. Special thanks to Blythe Robertson and Biniam Bazuna and Monica Hickey. This week, Peter Gwynn goes by Dulce Gwynn. Emma Choi is our vibe curator. Technical director is by Lorna White. Our CFO is Colin Miller. Our production manager is Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian Chillog. And the executive producer of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is Mike Danforth. Now, panel, what will be the next rule at the airport? Alonzo Bowden.
The don't you know who I am people are not allowed to board the airplane because they don't know who they are.
Oh, yes.
Helen Hong.
If you get randomly selected for a pat-down inspection, the TSA officer first has to have a staring contest with you for 3 minutes.
And Adam Burke.
If your plane is a Boeing, your boarding pass will have a handy last will and testament printed on the back.
Yeah.
Well, if any of that
Everybody
happens,
who
we're gonna ask
survives
you
the
about
flight
it
gets a
on Wait, Wait, Don't
lollipop.
Tell Me.
Thank you, Bill
Yeah.
Curtis.
It becomes all flights made by Boeing are made are
Thanks
to
to all of
drink
you for
minimum.
listening. I'm Dulce Sloan, and we'll see you next week. This is NPR.
Support for this podcast and the following message come from Anthropic. Introducing...
That was something.
That was something. That was a lot of fun. Kat, you came in with 16 this week. You didn't during the bonus round. You didn't do much.
No, I didn't. The other people got to the answers first.
Peanut Gallery. I've been giving points on that if we get to the answers before they do.
Fair enough.
So, Peanut Gallery, you got 17, which was quite impressive. Good showing. And I came in with 25.
Does that include his bonus point from before everything started? Okay.
That does include his bonus point.
Just making sure.
He did really well in the bonus round. Before the bonus round, for most of the game, you guys were both beating me. It was the bonus round where I picked up steam.
Cool.
So, thank you both for being here.
Yep.
It has been a lot of fun, as always. Thank you, all of our chatters. Lockpick, Iggy Marauder, Master Rasta, Chris into 386, and Just Me Crystal. Much love to all you guys. And of course, stick around for the raid. We will be raiding into the No Pants Sunday raid train. Currently, DJ Margarita Mel.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Which is the Sunday No Pants raid train, which is hosted by our very own Lockpick. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling him our Lockpick, just because I like it. Yeah. And I guess now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down. VA double deuces. We're out, y'all.